There is an old Chinese proverb that states, "An army of 1,000 is easy to find, but how difficult to find a general." So, in reading this statement, I interpret it as it's easy to be like like a herd of sheep, but it's difficult to be that lone wolf. So, in other terms, it's easy to fall into the norm of everybody else, but it's difficult to take those steps outside your boundary and to be that leader, have those qualities. I have researched the traits that are needed to be an effective leader. What I'll share today is important to each of you. It is important to be an effective leader so you're able to be successful and functioning group to lead. As famous country singer Dolly Parton says, if your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you're an excellent leader. For the next few minutes, I will introduce you to three qualities of effective leadership. The first one we'll be discussing is question everything, second, empower, then the third, be willing to change. So, starting off, question everything. According to an article by Heidi Ashley Hacker from the Health Administration Press in 2017, it is very important for a leader to question everything. Heidi notes that it's important to have humility, to admit that you can be wrong and make mistakes. So when I read this, I find it to be extremely important to be able to admit that you're wrong. I feel like you get a lot more self respect from a group when you admit that you're wrong than pretending that you're always right. Because I feel like a lot of people can see through that and you lose a lot of self respect or you lose the respect of your group as well when they see, hey, he's not willing to admit that he's wrong. So this is a key um, quality to have when being a leader. It is okay to question your leadership skills or methods. It does not seem to be very successful. When you do not have enough humility, you will not be able to question things properly about yourself, and that can greatly affect your leadership skills. She also notes that it is important to have self awareness, know if you need to change or adjust, and the ability to test new methods. So, having self awareness, being able to self evaluate is super important to realize, your pros and your cons. I feel like knowing what your weaknesses are super important, and also knowing what you're really good at. In an article by J.W. Hallsinger from the Health Administration Press in 2018, it is important to question everything. He believes that leaders should have enough self confidence to question everything. You need to know that it will all work out fine as they can adjust and find a solution. So having that self-confidence, I feel like is super important because I feel like your group feeds off that self-confidence. They become confident in themselves as well because their leader is confident. And also being calm and being able to adjust to the situation. So being a quarterback on a football team in a way, just having that self-confidence and leading that team is a very good example of showing, your team will get that confidence from you and feed off of, hey, we got this. We're going to be calm. We're going to adjust to the situation. We're going to figure out a solution here because we know how much work we put into this. And just giving off that self-confidence and that calm and being able to adjust to situations feeds off of the people that you're leading. So the next one that we'll be talking about is empower. According to an article mentioned before by Heidi Ashley Hacker, empowering the people you lead is very crucial for a leader. Encouraging, believing in, supporting, and sponsoring others helps them progress, develop, and achieve more. You need to appreciate those who you lead. In an article by Susan Baker from the Journal of Managerial Issues in 2012, letting your followers make some big decisions as it can help further empower them and they may be able to bring something new to the table. Give your followers some authority. Let them bring ideas and input. So I feel like this is huge to show, hey, you encourage and believe in them and to support and sponsor them. So you show them, hey, I support what you believe in. I believe in what you believe in. And I encourage you to believe that way. Giving them also some of that authority, let them bring ideas into group decisions and having that input and showing them, hey, you're really truly listening to what they have to say. And I take this as, one mind doesn't work as good as a group of minds. So when you have all those minds working together and showing them, hey, I'm really listening to y'all, is a huge quality in being a leader. So the next one I'll be talking about is be willing to change. So according to an article by Joan Lloyd from the Newsletter for Healthcare Registration Professionals in 2019, it is very crucial to be willing to change. Stay informed about other operating decisions. Do not isolate yourself from others' ideas because then you will have limited knowledge. So when reading that, I took it as in another way too, thinking of it in this way. Okay, let's say you're from Texas and you just stay in Texas your whole life. You have the whole world out there that you're limiting your knowledge on. So you just have the perspective of this one state. So you can take and interpret that like knowing, hey, if you have that limited knowledge, think of how much more there is out there. So just limiting yourself is limiting your group that you're leading. You need to make sure, understand why somebody that has a complete opposite point of view as you, why do they think that way? You need to really understand that, sit down, have a talk with them and figure out deep down, because it might change your own opinion and understanding why your opinion is the way it is, because they might have, a totally different background in you. And this is a very good quality in a leader to have. So you want to always keep learning and pushing yourself to expand and to think outside the box. This is from the same article, Heidi Ashley Hacker. She also talks about how the willingness to change is a key to leadership. Sometimes it's up to you to understand that your followers need a new leader to adjust to change. So you need to adjust and to sometimes realize, hey, I need to step down here. I might not know this as well as somebody else, and showing that as a leader, hey, stepping down, realizing, this might be a con area where I just don't have very much knowledge in this area could be huge, and realizing, hey, I need to adjust to this situation. So in conclusion, I have discussed the importance of questioning everything, empowering others, and the will to change, and how they are crucial for being an effective leader. It is important to take on the message that it takes many traits to be an effective leader, and you should not neglect any of these traits. If you implement these ideas to help shape yourself into a better leader, you're bound to be successful. Finally, it is now up to you to be that one general found out of an army of thousands. You now know the tools to be an effective leader.